Hello, it is Bravo here again. So today we are going to do another card explanation. Just some meditations and some thoughts on one of the major arcana that is picked at random from the selection that we haven't covered yet. So today we are going to go over 3 versions of this card. The card is the Chariot. We're first going to be talking about the Rider-Waite version here, Waite-Smith. And we are going to talk about a classic version of the card from the Visconti Golden Tarot, and a newer interpretation from the Tarot Illuminati. So as you can see, we have our character here, the number 7, and he is standing with his staff, and that is in his right hand, and his left hand is ready to grab the reins of these 2 male and female sphinxes here that are pulling him to his destination. We can see in the back we have the castles or kingdom or city that he's leaving. You can see his body language. He is ready to go. He has armor on, and if you look closely, he has the stars above him ready to take him away and watch over him and guide him. And he also, if you look even more closely, has the faces of the moons on his shoulder pads. His 80s style shoulder pads there. And he's got the frilly pirate shirt from Jerry Seinfeld that he's wearing. So this card, as we can see, obviously is about movement. In readings, a Major Arcana card will represent a very broad and intense energy, and something that is running as an undercurrent through your life over a long period of time, or even something that comes in punchy as a quick thing that's happening. So one thing about this card is one could look at the more surface level interpretation and see that it's about control or taming these beasts. But we can see these beasts are not tamed. They're not even really beasts of burden. They are actually the powers of the universe, the Tao, the yin-yang. You can see they complete each other, the masculine and feminine. So these forces are not tamed or used or controlled. They are potential that is harnessed for the use of moving forward. So there's both something utilitarian about it, for using this energy for movement and for change, but there's also something mystical about it. Putting oneself in union with the above and the below, the dark and the light, the good and the evil. And letting this be a movement forward on the path towards one's goals. It can be any sort of goal, as this is a broad general meaning. It will matter what sorts of other cards are in the reading here. So let's take a look here at one of the classical versions, and you can see it's a shiny card here. This is from the Visconti Tarot. And you can see there is one thing that is a little different here, is she's not facing the viewer, and she is holding this globe in her hand representing her destiny. And again, it is a card of movement. You can see she has harnessed these mystical beasts, and she's waiting for them to take her where she's going. So this is not the card of preparing for the journey, preparing for that movement. This is the card of when things are set, you've got the moving band packed up, and you're ready to go towards your destiny and make that change in your life. And this is that in-between state when you are moving from one point in your life to another point in your life. And if it's a positive move, you feel a lot of freedom. You feel also a little bit of fear and anxiety and trepidation. But you can also put on that brave face, or you can harness that confidence within yourself and let the universe take you and move you towards where you need to be. Alright, let's take a look at a modern interpretation of this card, and we have here again the number 7 Chariot, and this is from the Tarot Illuminati. So we can see this one is based on the writer Waite Smith, and it's a little bit fancier here. You can see the character is still very empowered, still has his staff and is harnessing the reins, and this one is more in action. So we find ourselves in life a lot of times stuck in between two things, and we feel the fear of moving forward, we feel attached to the past. A lot of times the Chariot is going to mean there are going to be opportunities to move forward. And even if you see it mixed with a lot of Pentacles or Earth energy, or reading about a specific actual vehicle, a lot of times the Chariot can represent a literal vehicle or travel, whether it's a plane or even a boat. It is that this travel to another physical location can represent these things internally becoming unstuck, that whatever we achieve in going to that physical location will facilitate a movement inside. And of course, you can't go around the world just trying to get unstuck internally. It doesn't work that way. It's just that these things can help facilitate that. So when I see this in a reading, I really think about, where is this person going? What things in your life are going to move out of the way from these forces when you're ready to harness the will of your life and harness the reins, and the two horses representing the duality, the two sides of yourself that are split and against yourself? How are you going to harness the light and the dark within yourself, here and here, bring them internally and move them forward? There's a lot of ways to do this, but it all starts right here and in here, in your will, your heart, and your mind. And how do you bring these forces together? When that click happens, that's when the horses are there and will bring you forward to your destination. And with the reverse interpretation, it can be pretty direct. A lot of times I can garner just as much information from a reverse Chariot as the upright Chariot, because it really is one of the more cut and dry opposites in reversals. When I see reverse Chariot, this person's not ready to move on. This person is not ready to harness the two sides of themselves, the internal split. And it's not to get rid of that split, because notice it's that very split of black and white that the Chariot rider needs to work together to move forward. So it's never about explaining away, running away, escaping, unless it's reversed. That movement needs to happen, but the querent, the person, is not ready to move forward. So there's a stuck energy there. There's something that's not gearing forward. So yeah, it's one of the more simple cards in the tarot, but of course this is very deep imagery. The black and the white, the Tao, the yin yang, the two sides of the universe and the two sides of oneself working in unison. Because so much of the time we are self-pity, we are down on ourselves, we don't understand this relationship of the good and the evil within us, and the trepidation, the fear mixed with the love and the acceptance is a game back and forth. We only want the good side, but of course you see in all three of these cards, it's two horses that are moving forward, and we're not forcing them, we're not taming them, we're letting them work together and bring us forward, because so much of the time we get stuck in these different places. So the tarot energy, the Chariot energy will come up from time and time again to give us these opportunities to move forward. It's something that both can be offered to you at different points in your life, but at the same time, it's something that you can manifest when you're ready for that movement. And like the Magician card, those things come together to facilitate something more. This card is very much like that in the middle, in this movement. The character may not even know where they're going, but they know that it's time to move, and it's time to harness that energy. So I will share a quick poem that I wrote here of the Chariot. Movement, empowered grace, 7, heaven's number. Old scenery beams away, not to tame or control, but harness potential. Actions taken, plans made. Now the trip is here, liftoff. The sphere, the wheel, the chakra rolling. Masculine, feminine, dark, light, gold and ocean, wings floating. The stars above watch below. We're on the path home, honed in, on destiny, on the way. No stagnation, cannot wait, purpose, or escape. So yeah, I want to thank you for taking the time to look at this card meditation on the Chariot. If you enjoyed that, you can check out some of my other videos. I would be very appreciative of the support. If you would like a reading, you can contact me on Instagram at j.s.bravo. Thank you very much.